So I'm just gonna not waste any time and hand right on over to Elma to come up once again and get us started on the second bit of the Amplify Your Voice session.
Thank you so much, Emihle. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. I'm glad you came back. I was scared that after the first round, some people wouldn't, and they didn't. Some people wouldn't come back because they already anticipate that they're going to be made to speak. So they're like, yeah, this is our opportunity to leave. But those who are not back because they don't know we're back, do let them know. So the second session that we're going to do right now, we're going to discuss body language, which is one of my favorite things to talk about. We're going to discuss body language and then how to draft a compelling story. See my English bundles. A compelling story when you are communicating and how to say that story as well. Then, like I keep promising you, right at the end, we're going to have team speaking where you are going to all speak. So exciting. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. But you'll find out a little bit more about how that's going to happen just now. So, body language. Body language, as you can see up there in the slide, when we speak about communication, we cannot forget about body language. You could have the most incredible voice, but if you stand like this and you've got the most incredible voice, you're going to lose everyone by the time you're done saying the first sentence, which is why it says spoken words made up only 7%. So the actual words that you are saying, the actual words. And if you think about some lecturers have so many words that they say, but you don't hear anything. Because 7% is spoken words, their tone isn't changing, it's exactly the same. Today we're going to be discussing management sciences, so if you can open up your textbook to chapter 2 so that we can discuss management sciences. We're going to start with entrepreneurship. If you guys open the slide. That time you're like, because they've said a lot of words, but the tone hasn't changed, the voice hasn't changed. And then body language makes up 55% of the communication. That's a huge percentage. Now, as Africans, if there's one thing we know, it's that our parents sometimes don't have to speak to us for us to know that that the eyes will say everything. You know when you visit that friend's house and they offered you food, and when you said yes, the parents look at you like that child who has never been fed before, and they give you that one look, and you immediately, no, I'm not hungry. I'm fine. Or when females communicate, girls, I don't know about guys. I haven't seen guys communicate with their faces. Guys hardly talk to begin with. But with us, you see your girlfriend from across the street and you're like, and she already knows, girl, something happened. Let me tell. Stop. And we've had an entire conversation. You've got the guys looking at us like, why are you guys changing your eyes? They don't know what's going on. So body language, hand gestures, your entire body, your eye contact. We're going to speak about that just now. But first, I want us to start with this video, which is Rowan Atkinson, who has made his entire life creating movies and content without saying a single word. If we can go play.
C'est pour déjeuner, monsieur. Sud. Puis-je recommander le plateau de fruits de mer? Oui. Oui. Le plateau de fruits de mer. houses.
Stop it there, because you can imagine what happens after that. Plus, I wanted you to breathe because I'm worried over there. All right, so he literally has movies that go on for 2 hours without him saying a single word, and you know exactly what's going on. That is the power of body language, that you can communicate so much emotion. His face, his eyebrows are always up here. You know when he's confused, when he's sad, when he's happy, when he's angry, and you follow in without him saying a word. So you've got to ask yourself, if you were to stand in front of an audience and present a speech silently, how would you do? You would just be there like one emotion, fear, the whole time, right? So sometimes stand in front of a mirror and watch yourself speaking, and you'll realize that you have let's see, which management is here? I don't want to say a swear word. Okay. An RBF. Do you know what an RBF is? A resting beep face. Okay, and that means that you have one of those faces that you don't look friendly. You don't smile at anyone. Everyone thinks you're angry all the time. No one wants to talk to you because they're scared of you. But you're actually just a nice person on the inside. So I encourage you to, the next time you have to do a presentation, record yourself and watch yourself. It feels cringy, but it's going to help you, because you'll see what other people are seeing and you'll be like, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I know I definitely look unfriendly. Then, like we said, we spoke about eye contact and et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to invite to join me on stage my colleague, Des Kamukapa from Zim. If we give him a round of applause. Des, if you could just stand right in the middle, I'm going to use you to do different body language things for me. All right, so when we split the room into A, B, and C, what does it look like, if you could do with your hands? Mm-hmm. Great stuff. All right, so what that means is when you are doing a presentation, we tend to look straight ahead. And when we look straight ahead, we don't even look into people's eyes, we're looking at your hair. You've got a nice afro there. I'm looking directly at your fro. And so I'm avoiding eye contact whatsoever. What does that mean? It means these people sitting here, you feel like you're ignored the whole time. And these people sitting here don't even know if I'm speaking to them. So every single time you stand in front of a stage, you need to make a point with A. So, hi. The unemployment rate is sitting at, what is it, 46? 48? 50? We haven't reached 40. Hectic. Okay, isn't it youth unemployment rate has reached 40 something though? Okay. Youth unemployment rate, 46. I'm gonna say 46. I feel it in my bones. I think it's 46. Okay. Youth unemployment rate is sitting at 46%. Yeah. We are the youth. What are we gonna do about it? Well, I have an idea. We could start being entrepreneurs. Do you see how I've moved from one side to B to C? Did everyone feel recognized? Yes. No, you didn't. I'm sorry, Keketo. Next round, I'll try again. Okay. Be very conscious of that. Every room has an A, B, and C. At no point are you presenting, okay, the next time you have to present in an amphitheater where it's 360, let me know. We'll discuss how you must rotate yourself to look at everyone. But it's always in front, and it's always A, B, and C. These tips that we're giving, keep them in mind, because when you do your team presentation, we're going to be looking for that. Okay, that's the first thing. Sorry, Des, don't go anywhere. The second thing is facial expressions. So we spoke about that. We spoke about the facial expressions that we do as Africans. What I want to talk about now is the posture. Des, I'm going to put you on spot. Shame, I haven't even told you what you're going to do. I want you to give me a presentation about anything for the next 20 seconds, but I want you to walk around whilst you're doing it.
So you know, right now, the football season has ended and the Euros are upon us. You know, I can't stand it because I can't wait to see my favorite football club, Liverpool, play. And I just can't live without watching the beautiful game, right? And international football is boring because there are no tactics involved. There's nothing that you can really get excited by. And for me, that is why I hate it.
Great, perfect. Thank you so much. So some of you are thinking and looking at that and going, yeah, that was nice. Who was distracted by the walking? You felt like you were literally, you know, this, you follow people, right? And so that's the first thing. When it comes to walking during presentations, it has to be intentional. It's not good body language when you are just, we've been told that if you walk around, it shows that you're confident. And so what we do is we just walk around with no purpose. And now you've got people moving their eyes, focusing on, oh, she's going left, oh, she's going right, completely forgetting what you're saying. Purposeful walking around or purposeful body language is when you say, for example, thank you. If I'm saying a story and I say, so I was born in 1999. And hey, just exposed my age. I was born in 1999 in Cameroon. I did this and I grew up. And then I moved to South Africa in 2017. And I've been here since, and I've lived, And I hope to one day move to Canada, where I can live my best life. Okay, so I've taken you on a journey where we intentionally started in 1999. And then we walked to 2017. You physically followed me go to 2017. And then we ended up here, which is where the future is going to be. That is intentional walking around. If you have no reason to walk, plant your feet and move your body. But don't, which is something that we love to do. Because if you feel like if you're constantly moving, I don't know, you're not going to lose energy. Or we've got that thing where we rock on our toes, or that thing, I don't know, we just always feel like something must be moving with our feet. Plant yourself, right? So don't also try and do ballerina. Open your legs a little bit, plant yourself, and then you can literally speak to everyone without walking and just moving your body. We've got this rotation. It's actually quite interesting. So the next time that you're doing a presentation, if you do not need to walk around, don't. But if you do need to walk around, find out where you want to walk strategically and put it there. Posture. One of the best ways of getting your posture right is they always say lift up your shoulders and then drop them. And then you'll see good posture, because normally you don't drop them like that. You drop them down like that. So you obviously want to keep your shoulders out and exposed because it shows a little bit of confidence, not like hunched back. You want to make sure that they always say your vital organs are exposed. Nervousness is when you close your vital organs. So when people speak like this, it means they're trying to protect themselves. Or when you put your hands together like this, or when you're basically trying to say, don't talk to me, don't look at me. But when you open your body, you're inviting people into your conversation and you're able to tell them, this is what I'm doing, etc., etc. Then we learn about the diamond hand. So it's either the diamond hand, the triangle hand, the hands together, something to do with the hands where it's like this. If you know yourself, and I know this because everyone said that they use body language and hand gestures when they speak. So if you know yourself and you know that you're one of those speakers who you just need to make the point clear and your hands need to move for you to make the point, know that it can also be distracting, right? If I'm saying that the company has decreased in size, decreased. Everyone's looking at you. Are you sure? Did you say the wrong thing? Or you say that we are starting to disseminate and break up as we work together, or whatever the case needs to be. Be very intentional. If you're saying that we are rooted in a vision, the hand gesture of being rooted shows that your roots belong to something. If you're saying you guys are working together, the hand gestures of your hands being together show that you're working together. So don't just for the sake of a hand gestures, you're conducting. Your hands are just up, down, side, side, not doing any purpose. If you're not going to use your hands, put them together, and you can still emphasize your point by putting them together, by just bringing it up and bringing it down. 46% unemployment rate. That's crazy. That's huge. We've got to do something about it. You put those hands right back together again. Instead of 46%. It's huge. It's massive. We've got to do something about it. We've got to do it now. If we don't get involved, we won't know what to do. Right? Okay, so that's plant your feet, walking, hand gestures, active listening. Okay, with active listening, I'm going to, no, you talk. Sorry, talk about something, and then I'll show you what active listening looks like.
Okay. Global warming is a crisis at the moment. The World Health Organization has reported that the sun is moving increasingly closer to the world every day. Now, the statistic that I just told you is a lie, and it is a complete fabrication. But I just wanted to bring up the point that it is a problem that we need to address as a society. And it is something that is close to my heart, and I think it is something that is dear to you as well.
Okay, you see that? Were you watching? You're watching him and me at the same time. Did you also see me? Great. So active listening is just as critical as communication, right? And there's a lot of the times you speak to people, it's the most devastating thing when you speak to people and you get blank faces. You're talking to them and they're not moved. You're giving emotions. They're not laughing. They're not doing anything. It's discouraging to you as a speaker. So in the same way, when you become a listener, make sure that you are an active listener. Don't just, if you're not active, your brain will, ooh, wow, I didn't know that those things were shiny at the top. That's interesting. That's got glitter. Okay. Oh, does anyone smell gas? I think I do. Right? And immediately you're disengaged. So make sure that when someone's speaking, you are focused completely on them. And I'm going to just, again, when you're doing team, you're going to be doing a team presentation. When one person in your team is presenting, people still look at you because you're on stage. So it doesn't mean just because you're not talking, you can now, my speech was,
In fact, let's say as Elma's doing her presentation right now, imagine I'm here like,
right? Super distracting. Active listening, look at the person, not when you need to nod. Now, it doesn't mean that you're just the whole time. Not when you need to nod. If they say something funny, acknowledge it with a little smile. If they say something staggering, actually look shocked. Because I'll tell you this, I judge public speaking competitions, and most of the time, we know what the speaker is going to get in the first 30 seconds. Then now we want to see what the team is doing. So I'm actively looking at the team to see if they are being team players or not. So be very cognizant of that. This helps you with your researchers as well. When your supervisors are talking, when you're presenting in front of that PhD or master's panel and they're giving you feedback, you've got to look engaged, or else they'll think you're being rude. They'll just be like, I'm telling you all of this feedback. Do you even care? And it's like, yeah, I do care. Then show me you care. On your face as well. So thank you so much, Des. That is body language. Any questions in that regard? I just realized I haven't opened up for questions since the beginning. Yes.
About how you can say you guys are doing a team presentation together, right? How can I make sure that as we're talking, so you have your part of the speech, he has his part of the speech. How can I make sure that it's like seamless? It doesn't look like I crammed my part, he crammed his part. We're all just doing our separate parts in this thing.
Great question. Des, can I ask you to come back up again? Great question. Because you see that. When it's group speeches, I know I'm doing paragraph 2. I don't care what comes before me or after me. I'm paragraph 2, and that's what I want to do. So as soon as I finish paragraph 2, it's done, okay? So it's important that if I know, firstly, you need to know who is saying what, which is why team presentations, you have to practice as a team. You know that Des is the next speaker. I know that he's the speaker going after me. So as I'm here, slightly in front of him because I'm talking, and I'm saying he was speaking about global warming, and I'm saying global warming is a pandemic, and we really need to do something about it. This is the statistic, and that is why you should be an agent of change, right? Then your team speaker would, yes, agree with you, step forward, and carry on the presentation. Okay, so that it seems like it's completely seamless. If I'm doing the problem statement, he's doing the body, and someone else is doing the conclusion, sometimes you don't even have to say, I am now going to hand over to my partner who's going to discuss the body language. Sometimes you don't even need to do that. The problem statement is global warming. It's a staggering crisis, and we need to do something about it. And I hope that this presentation will get you motivated.
So, yeah, no, like Elma was saying, you can even have a key word. When you say that word, the person knows that's my cue. I can instantly start going in.
Yeah. So active listening means that you're seeing me. You see that I'm going to hand over to you. And as I hand over to you, recognize me, honorable member. Don't now just and start your speech because you've got that second paragraph. Like you said, like Des said, it's a staggering problem, and we need to do something about it. And so you've just transitioned from one speaker to the next, and it doesn't look like there was a paragraph even. It just looks like there was one continuous speech. Any other question? Yes. Mm-hmm. Sorry. Voice projection. Go ahead.
So I was saying my manager told me that I have a professional poker face, and she feels like she wants to read me and know how am I feeling about something. I don't want her to know me like that. Like if I don't agree with her, I'll wait to tell her. But then how do I work on that so that, you don't know me like that, but you should know
Yeah.
when I disagree with you.
Good question. So it goes back to the confidence thing. No one can tell when you're lying. So even though when he was speaking, I looked engaged, and I really did. I was nodding. I was smiling. I was part of the conversation. I could be completely disengaged, but I want him to know that I'm engaged because it's going to help his presentation. So in the same way with you said your supervisor, your manager. In the same way, your manager is trying to say, are you following? Are you smiling? Are you happy? Do what you need to do. She wants to know your feelings. Show her the emotions you want her to know. Your emotions are under your control. I mean, if I'm furious on the inside, I'm not encouraging you to fake it till you make it, but I'm saying you have the power of controlling what's on your face. You literally control your face. So you don't have to unveil whatever you don't want to. What your face communicates is what she's going to read. What you give her is what she's going to take. Okay. Anything else?
Okay. How do you navigate presenting slides? So when you have to direct the audience to something that's on the slides without walking around and distracting everyone?
Very good question. So unfortunately, we weren't going to have enough time to deal with slides today, but if you tell your managers, they'll bring us back. But with the slides and stuff, what we always say is you don't want to ever stand directly in front of, which is what we're doing right now, but it's because we're trying to give you a physical representation. Because when you stand directly in front of, what do you have to do? Turn around. And once you turn around, what are you looking at? My hair, the back of my head, which can be very disrespectful in certain instances. Some people take that as complete disrespect if you just turn your back on them. So you always want to make sure that you are standing at a spot where you can see both the slides and the person without having to do anything about it or change. So this way I can refer to the slides and say, slide 1, is eye contact while it's looking at you, and no one has to see the back as well. So try to refrain from what I've been doing, which is, and as you can see, then you change the slide, then. So as you can see on the slide, then next one, you do that. So if you've got a clicker, very helpful to use some of those and click your way through. You wanted to add something to the first question that was said? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. When it comes to facial expressions and sort of body language, and people knowing the emotions that you're feeling. I remember during my training with Elevate Africa last year, when I was doing the public speaking competition, one of the issues that I had was that I'd be talking about a feeling, right, that I've had, but you wouldn't without being disrespectful. Or if you, for instance, if you think an idea is a good idea, right? You can acknowledge it. You can be engaged and say, I liked this aspect of what you said, right? And that can be expressed in how you just look at somebody and, like she's saying, active listening, where you're listening and you're engaged, you're nodding, that sort of thing.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. I don't think there's any more questions in terms of body language. Are we good? We've got one more. Quick one. Two more. Okay.
Very short. What happens if you make a blunder? So while you're speaking, presenting, everything is going well, you've rehearsed and everything, and body language, you had that on cue, like you had rehearsed that. Now, how do you make sure that your body language doesn't communicate that you're flustered and you're panicking? And say, for instance, also, like you make a mistake, you don't know what to say. How do you deal with that to make sure that your body language doesn't communicate confusion?
Very good question, because the first thing that communicates when you've made a mistake is your body, your face. You by yourself automatically go, yee. And, there's this blank stare that you have. And so how do you manage it? I always say, when a mistake has happened, it's happened. You can't pretend that it hasn't. And so when trainers always like to say, pretend like you didn't make a mistake. You made a mistake. People saw that you made a mistake. It's the same thing as distractions. And for example, if we were speaking right now and someone were to just randomly scream in the hallway and I carried on presenting because I'm supposed to ignore distractions, the scream happened. We all heard it. We all got distracted by it. So I'm a firm believer of recognizing in that moment, even publicly, that hectic, I wonder what's going on outside. So that you take us to the distraction and then you bring us back here. We've all dealt with it. Now we're not all thinking, did anyone else hear that? Was that scream? Is somebody okay? We've dealt with it. The same way with a mistake. So when you make a blunder and automatically you're like, almost forgot what I was going to say there, but let me retract my steps. And then you carry on speaking again. Just by ignoring it, going. And environmental management is we're all like, that little moment you had there, what happened? So recognize it, it's happened, make a joke about it if you need to, and then take people there and bring them back here.
So there was actually a moment when I was doing that competition, and I needed to pull out a prop from my pocket. And as I pulled out the prop, my student card came out. And I just rolled with it. I just continued going, because if now your student card comes out and you say, sorry, I brought out my student card, but I was supposed to bring out this, you've lost everybody. And now they're not focusing on what you actually have to say, but they're focusing on the fact that you've actually made a blunder. But after the speech was done, and I asked my parents, yo, did you see that? They said, nah. So at the end of the day, you just have to go with it.
Great stuff. One more over there. Sorry, you're going to have to give the mic to her.
Okay, it's about the facial expression. I have this problem where my face is saying something and I'm trying to say something else. How do you control that?
I have this problem. How do you control that? So you've got one of those faces where, like, when someone's talking, you look like, but you're not actually feeling like that. You're just, I hear you, because that's me as well. It's something that you have to, that'll be our last question. It's something that you have to be cognizant of, especially when you're in front of people. So when you're in the audience, you can somewhat get away with it, but when you're standing on stage, know that they're going to look at you, and they will. The moment you do your face like that, especially when someone else in your team is speaking, they're like, that person has gone off script. They didn't discuss this, and now there's going to be drama, or whatever the case is. So learn to keep that neutral, nodding face. And then once you get off, you can do what you really wanted to do. Yes, final one.
So I just wanted to speak about the use of cue cards. How does one use cue cards in a way that it does not show that they're probably not confident in what they are saying? Because sometimes there's a lot, maybe it's just a guiding point so that you don't go off track.
Good point.
Yeah. And also,
Yes.
just from you say you judge public speaking, does someone having cue cards or using cue cards indicate that they're not confident in themselves? Or is just maybe it's an excuse for not having enough points, like when you're marking them?
Thanks, good question. So when we do mark public speakers with cue cards, we don't deduct marks yet, if you can prove to us that you know how to use them. So cue cards should be the same size of your palm. The first problem is when people think cue cards, they bring out that A4 printed speech, and they think that's going to be your cue card. And as you're speaking, you're flipping pages to go onto the next card. A cue card should be the size of your palm because it's a cue card. We shouldn't see it. So that when you hold it, you're almost holding it in such a way that people can't even see that you're holding a cue card. And then when you look at it, it is a glance. It is literally a glance. It is not a, in 2019, this is what they said, and then this is and then when you, right? So sometimes even when you hold, where you hold the cue card, right, you want to make sure that you've got nice big letters or words so that you can glance at it and you can carry on speaking without having to really read it. And what's there, we always say use bullet points instead of sentences, because once it's a sentence, you'll be forced, your brain automatically wants to read the sentence versus if it's just a word that they say. But we don't deduct points. It's just, unfortunately, most people who use cue cards use them wrongly. But they are supposed to be there to assist you as cue cards.
I think that's a good point, because what I usually advise when it comes to cue cards is don't write sentences like Elma is saying. Maybe just write a word with each bullet, and that word kind of just triggers whatever you're thinking of and whatever you may have prepared, so that when you see, okay, global warming, I know I can go onto that tangent. I already did my preparation. I know the statistics, but I just need to be reminded of where I am in my speech.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, so we're going to jump onto the next aspect, which is our second to last aspect for today, before we go into the presentations. I keep reminding you about it in case you've forgotten, before we go into the group presentations, where you will have to do the body language techniques we've spoken about, etc., etc. For those who are joining us just now, good luck. Okay, storytelling technique. The whole purpose of communication, like we said, is to get a message across. And one of the fastest and easiest ways to get a message across is by using a story. And these are different techniques that you can use when you are telling your stories in whatever circumstance you're telling them in, whether it's your research, whether it's a presentation in class, etc., etc. So the first one, to empower others, right? So if you're telling a story and the purpose is to empower others, then you know that, like for example, yesterday when I was starting, I think I mentioned very quickly how I went from my friend's couch to being a Mastercard scholar to being a CEO of an award-winning company. That's a very short, very quick story that empowers you, right? And you can slip it in there, because if you don't remember anything else, you remember that I told you a story about a transition, and that reminds you that the whole theme of this conference is transition. Embrace vulnerability and authenticity. There's nothing like a story you can relate to. When you listen to a presenter and they speak about how, yeah, when they were a kid, they used to use their dad's private jet to get to the yacht, and you're like, okay, cool. There's no need to brag about it, but make sure that you are authentic according to your audience. Recognize who your audience is. Recognize if they need to hear about your private jet right now, if you're in the right space, or if you need to have something else that's a little bit more vulnerable. Create stories, create strong connections with others. When you hear someone's story, you automatically think, wow, that's how I was raised. That's the same background as me. That's actually quite interesting. This person said that they grew up in Swaziland. So did I. And this one said that it was a first time seeing white people. I can relate to that. In Cameroon, we don't have any at all. So for me, it was the first time as well. We don't have these conversations, but it's real life, guys. If you live in a society that doesn't have a certain race, even Indians, we saw Indians for the first time when I came to South Africa. It's interesting. It's a great way to connect with people. It's not racist. You can say that. We just all feel very scared too. Okay. Stories are adaptable and creative, right? So if you've got a story that you tell people all the time, once you see a different group, if it's a youth group, you've got to change it. Young people need energy. They need changing things. They need you, you need to engage them 24/7. Whereas if it's an audience full of people who are talking about economic policies, they are not that interested in laughing. So to them, it's not about you making a joke. It's about what came of your story that spoke about the economies of scale or demand and supply. Because if it doesn't lead back to that, why are you telling us a story? Okay? They're relatable, they're personal. I think we've spoken about that. It brings characters to life. So I always say, if you're going to say a story, right, in your presentations, and especially those who have businesses, do you have entrepreneurs in the room? Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go and start businesses, guys. Guys, okay. Especially when you're pitching your business, you have to give life to your business in the character of a person. So if, for example, you sell veggies, and you sell veggies closer than any other supermarket that's close by. Instead of just saying, hi guys, my business is a veggie selling business and we sell veggies closer than any other mall that's in the same area or whatever. You give them a story. Allow me to tell you about Nonhlanhla. Nonhlanhla used to wake up at 5 a.m. every day so that she could make that journey of 2 hours to get to the mall just so she could buy veggies to cook for the night. She would then have to keep those veggies with her throughout her day at school in her bag. They would be wilted, and by the time she got back home, they would look like they had stayed there for days on end. We solved Nonhlanhla's problem by bringing those vegetables to her. Hey, right? You ready to invest? Yeah, okay. So when you bring in a story, when you tell someone's story, it's a lot more than just saying what you do. So the next time that you are pitching your business, do use that advantage. Then build up to a star moment. A star moment is something they'll always remember. So in your presentation, always have this one moment that you know in this moment in time, people will remember it. If I were to ask you, for example, yesterday's presentation with Prof. Mutamba, what was one star moment that someone quickly bring up to me? Yes? Prof, 100%. I agree with you. For me, it was when he spoke about being able to create a bomb sitting at home with your laptop. Yes? Yes, that was a big one. I think he said that over and over again, that an entire continent, one business, we can't even compete with them. So those are star moments. And every time someone gives a presentation, you forget 80% of what was said, but you remember 1, 2, 3 star moments. And so make sure that you include star moments in your presentations. And lastly, always, always, always have a call to action. Your presentation cannot end without people knowing what they're going to do with the information you've given them, right? So again, I'm going to use Prof as an example. His call to action was to tell us to go into AI, go into tech businesses, learn about AI, learn about how to, he spoke a lot about chemical engineering, mechanical engineering, all the mechatronic. Those words I don't remember, but I remember that we all need to know how to use AI very soon. So when you are doing your speech, ask yourself, what is the call to action? What do I want people to do? Do you want them to go to your website? Do you want them to buy your products? Do you want them to be inspired? I remember when you spoke about be yourself, unique. Your call to action was telling people to be unique. If you don't have a call to action, people leave feeling like, oh, and then? Like, what do we do with that information? So always have a call to action. All right, we are getting closer and closer to team presentations. So this is the final slide before we present. Okay? And this slide says, it speaks about the delivery techniques. We've spoken about how you can deliver a speech and how you can start. And as you saw today with everyone who was presenting, everyone started differently. Some people started with a quote. Some people started with humor. Some people had a question. Some people gave you statistics. Some people were giving unusual facts, dramatic statements like people would just wake up and run and they don't know why they're running, things like that, right? So there's so many different ways that you can start and present your introduction. Then the body, normally you've got to tell us about, use your storytelling, use interesting examples. That's mostly the part that has the important information. And your closing, don't assume that everyone has remembered what you said from the beginning to end. Remember to sum it up for them. Give them a quick sum up of, and so what we spoke about today were these 5 things. Body language, public speaking, pronunciation, articulation, because in that moment, that's when they remember. They've forgotten everything you already said, so don't forget to sum up. Remind the key facts, ask for a decision or ask for a commitment. That's the call to action, and urge for action, which you see there, or end it with a story or quote. You know those people who always end it with, and I was going to say, and as the sand flies, those are the days of our lives. But that's not what I was going with. But you want to end off by leaving people with, we can either think about it or we can do it. And then you drop the bar, and everyone's like, wow, that was brilliant. So make sure that your ending isn't just one of those, and thanks, thank you. Everyone's like, oh, okay, you finished your speech already. So with that being said, I'm shocking everything. I hope you've taken a picture of that. It is time to present. How is this going to work? I'm going to ask if we can go on to the next set of slides that I have there that has pictures. So you are all in groups. I'm going to ask if those who don't have groups can maybe come a little bit forward so that you have at least 3 people. Ideally 4. If we can have groups of 4, that's even better. So if you are a person of 2 or 3, please talk, look around, and make sure there's at least 4 of you in one table. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. There's no 4. If you don't have 4, find a 4th. No, 4 would be best. 4 would be best. 5, you are pushing it. You need 1 more person. Okay, once you've got a group of 4, just put your hand up for me. Let's go with 4. Sorry, we do need it to be uniform so that some people don't get more time than others. If you don't have 4, you're going to have to walk around. Go and tell people, we want you, we want you. No, not that one. Everyone got their group of 4? If you're looking for a group member, let me know. All right, we've got people looking. So unfortunately, if you are in 3, you're probably going to have to split. You guys spread yourselves out just so that every team has 4.
Do you have topics for me?
The pictures.
Oh, so they just have to speak about what's on the photo. Interesting. It's going to be impromptu, like.
No, they'll get time. All right, everyone got 4? Who's still? We need 1. Is there 1 person who's without a group? Please join those 3. Oh, are you sorted now? No, you still need 1. They're looking for a family member there. You're 3, so you need a 4th. You want to be a 4th, or you're also 3. Okay, so there's 3 teams of 3. What does that tell us? That somebody's going to have to join the other team. All right, whilst you're discussing it, I'm going to give instructions. Okay. So here's how it's going to work. It's just because I need to know how many teams there are so that I know how to allocate time. Quickly, amongst yourself, come up with a team name so that we can write the team names down. Team name, team name. If you could write it down, please. Just their names. If you could use like one of those books and just write down the team names. All right, you've got about 30 more seconds to come up with that team name. Don't say the scholars, be creative. All right, if you've got a team name, can I see your hand up? Just so that, oh, okay, we've got team name. Great stuff. We're going to go around the room, and I just need you to say your team names so that we can write them down. And because you are, no shame, can you write them down as they call it out? Great. So because you're all together, just pass the mic to the person behind you so that you don't have to walk around. All right, let's go. You are just telling us your team name. Uh-huh. Let's do this quickly.
Good morning. Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Our group's name is the Mass Group.
The mass group.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, don't comment. Just everyone's being competitive now, so they can't.
Hi everyone, we are the Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls. There's only supposed to be 3, but there's 4. It's okay. Sorry.
Hi everyone. We are Teen Titans.
Team Titans. I'm sure there was someone else who wrote Titans. You can't take it now.
Hi guys, we the pretty ones.
The pretty ones, period. Love it for you. Next team.
Destiny Child.
Who is Beyonce?
Beyonce here.
All right, pass to the next group.
Our group is named Triple TY.
Triple TY.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys coders? It sounds like a code.
Hello, our group's name is Simba.
Simba, as in like rolls with flavor. Ah, look at you.
Good morning, everyone. Our team name is the Bulldozers.
The Hey, you should be afraid. You should Powerpuff Girls versus the Bulldozers.
What's our
The Incredibles.
The Incredibles. Wow.
Morning, everyone. Our group name is the Wings Club.
The Wings Club, as in like wings. Wings was so nice.
Hello everyone. So the group name is the Smart Bulls.
Okay. Bulldozer, smart bulls, bulldog. I'm a bull, sorry.
We are the Forest Rangers.
The Forest Rangers. You guys like trees.
Okay, our group name is the Idealistic Four.
The Idealistic Four. It look like you're more than 4, but they're coming. Okay. And then?
Our group name is Beccatronic, Braincatronic.
Have you guys agreed on that name?
Yes.
Break.
No, it's actually Braintronic, as in mechatronic, but the Braintronic.
Braintronic.
Yes.
I see where you were going. So, okay, yeah. Speak amongst yourselves to get the pronunciation right. All right, now that we have every team, here's what we're doing. You're going to be giving team presentations, right? And the presentations are going to be, I want to say 4 minutes max, because there's 4 of you, which means everyone's going to have to talk. 4 minutes per team, and you are going to be speaking about, you'll see just now, there's going to be an image. Each team is going to get a picture. That picture is going to be your inspiration. I'd like to advise you to take a picture of the picture so that when we go to the next one, you don't remember it. And you're just telling us a story. It can be real, it can be fake, it can be motivational, it can be serious, it can have statistics, it cannot. But make sure that somewhere in there you include the word Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program. That doesn't mean it has to be about the program. It can be, and then I woke up from a dream as a Mastercard Foundation scholar. You see? So it doesn't have to be they're just speaking about the program. Don't speak about the program. We don't have the jurisdiction to do that. But you can if you want to. But make sure that you include that in your speech. Are the instructions clear? Do we need to... So I want to see interesting introductions. I want to see great body in between, and I want to see nice conclusion. I want to see teamwork, eye contact, looking at each other, body language, etc., etc. All right. If we can have those slides up. Yes, question? Dependent on you. If you want to go when I was a little girl, it depends on you. As a team, you get to decide. So this is picture 1. So it's going to go according to group 1. Take a picture of your picture. Have you taken a picture of your picture? Great. Group 2? Sorry, I'm going down, and then I'm going to go down again. Or come up. So don't take a picture of another group's picture. You're not going to know. 3. That's you. They're all nice ones. You done? You don't need 5 pictures. Okay. You done? Next one. No. This is the Destiny's Child, yeah. Are you good? Have you taken a picture of it? Okay. All right. You guys got it? And then, are you guys all in one? No. Okay, then you're this one. Ooh. Everyone's like, national unity. All right, sorted. Then we're going to start from the back. Okay. I'm trying to remember how many pictures there are. There are going to be repeated pictures, but obviously your stories will be different, trust me. That's the group in front of them. There's so much you can do with this. A phone call. A phone call can be anything. Hey. That's the next one. So obviously you don't have to think about these things literally. It can be a house, it can be a home, it can be a place of rest, it can be whatever you want it to be. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the last one. So we're gonna go. Hold on. Okay, so the next group, the bull dose, the other bull, the other one. All right? Which means this is you guys. Ford Rangers, I'd wax trees. All right, and then you guys. No, the second one behind you. Yes? And then the last one. Okay. You are going to get exactly 10 minutes of prep time, which is going to start right now. One, two. Sorry, just because we have a bit of a time constraint, let's make it 3 minutes. No, as in your speech needs to be 3 minutes. Not that you have 3 minutes left. 3 minutes, and you will be cut off at 3 minutes exactly. You've got 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left. You've got 1 minute and 30 seconds left. 1 minute and 30 seconds. One, two, three. Okay, and your time is up. Time is up. Time is up. Every time I touch this laptop. All right. So, all right. So this is how it's going to work. Thank you. Yes, we definitely need a timekeeper. It's going to be very strict in terms of time. As soon as your 3 minutes are done, we clap for you. You are done. Then, someone in the audience will get an opportunity to give a compliment, and someone else will give an opportunity to give a growth point. So we don't give critique here, growth point, right? So you're going to look at the presentation and you'll be like, compliment, you guys smiled so nicely. I felt so good. Growth point, I wish that you guys looked into my eyes so that I felt recognized for eye contact, okay? All right, because that's also part of the learning. Is there any team that is just feeling like we want to go first? Let's get it done. Let's be the first team to do it. Yeah, let's go team one. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo! All right. So you come here and you're going to get 2 mics. So you can move those 2 mics amongst yourselves. And now obviously I know that some of you are still prepping, but we have to stop and listen. So you're going to have to prep in silence. Text each other via WhatsApp if you need to chat. All right. Can we get one conversation going? Great stuff. Timekeeper, can you show us the time at 1 minute, at 2 minutes, and at 3 minutes? Or are you busy with your own thing? I'll show the time. We'll show the time. Can we borrow your timekeeping things? Great. So when you, how does this thing, does it show you 3 when you have 3 left or when you've spoken for 3? When you have 3 left. Yeah. So obviously when you see that you've only got 1 minute left, start to, okay. Have you got your time? Hold on. Let's just check if the timer, have you got your timing device with you? So you're going to be looking at them. You're going to be looking at the photo behind them to see how it matches the photo as well. 3 minutes. All right. So you ready? And your time starts now.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We are the MAS team. My name is Telongwenya. And when we looked at this particular image, the first thing that came to our mind is climate change. Now, climate change says to us, in terms of statistics, that the world was 1.36 degrees warmer in 2023 than it was in 2022. And also, the last 10 years have recorded the warmest temperatures in the last 150 years. Now, these are very staggering statistics, and we need to all be worried.
Now, what could that mean for us? It means the winters are going to get colder and the summers hotter. So how cold we were feeling yesterday does not compare to how it would feel in the next 50 years.
Just like Angela said, I completely agree with her. That means worse allergies for everyone, more heat, and that means that if you want to become a diplomat, there won't be a world for you to actually be a diplomat.
All right, and to sum everything up, Cape Flats could be a thing of a past, and if we don't take the action, we might lose our homes and families, and I urge you as Mastercard scholars to take the responsibility.
Sorry, that was me. I'm so sorry. Great stuff. All right. 3 minutes seems like it's very fast, right? All right, have we got a compliment in the room? Compliment? There's many. One person. Yes. Flowed very nicely. I agree with you. Growth point? Growth point. What could they work on? They were just perfect. Yes? All right. Okay, so they were here most. So now everyone's remembered their growth points. It was 1 growth point, 1 compliment. So you guys flowed very nicely. It was just continuity. Let's give them a round of applause. Now you guys get to criticize the next people. Wonderful. Well done, well done. Who's next? It doesn't have to go in the order. Whoever feels like they want to be next. You're going to eventually have to go. So you are just postponing the inevitable. If they want to. It's part of their time. Who's next? You guys? Please do. Great stuff. Just remind me, which picture did you have? What picture did you have? The police officer. Got you. There we go. Have you got a device? 3 minutes is actually short. You guys must get 10 minutes next time. It's 10. But we're out of time. Is it just 3? Okay, please just go to the center. All right, if we can all focus on the stage. Timekeeper, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, device ready. And hold on, they're still setting it. Okay, your time starts. Wait. All right, and your time starts now.
Okay, thank you. So I would start with a quote. The world no longer has a choice between force and law. If civilization is to survive, it must choose the rule of law. So from the picture, we can see two sides. The first one is the one who was supposed to protect was part of the crime, and then the second one is despite the fact that he was part of the crime, the rule is above everyone and every man.
And quite obviously, police corruption is disturbing and disrupts communities. And in order to curb that police corruption, it is important to value the rule of law and to ensure that people can hold the police accountable.
It is the entire concept of good governance that can be deduced from the photo that we just saw, that everyone is and is supposed to be under the law, and they should be prosecuted and executed where appropriate. Thank you.
And so the Mastercard Foundation Group becomes important in finding that integrity.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Before you go anywhere, we got compliments. Yes? Posture. Posture was good. Shoulders were out. Love to hear it. Growth point. Can we get a different person to say growth point? Growth point, yes? She said you didn't recognize them. And the thing is with the nice growth points is you guys get to learn so you don't do it as well. It's very common for guys to put their hands in their pockets. It's a way of, it's just what they do. But now you're aware of it, yes?
She indicated to him that he was next.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they should have a better flow next time.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, it's 1 growth points, 1 feedback. Let's give them a round of applause and go to the next group. Oh, they had almost 2 minutes left. That's crazy. Wait, how long is the speech supposed to be? 3 minutes. So they spoke for just over 1 minute. So you can use your time wisely. Also, I must say, Mastercard scholars, you guys are serious people, hey? Like the story I would have come up with, yeah. Let me tell you about a time at 2 a.m. They call it the strip. Okay. All right. Who's the next team? Are you guys next? You look like you're walking up to be next. All right, all right, all right. And what picture did you have? A phone call, the one with the gentleman. Okay. Are you going to use your own mic? Because you have your own mic. Okay. Hold on. I'm getting your picture. Yeah, there we go. Yes. Do you know, I don't know why
really
she's
not.
there. I didn't even know she was in a team, but we will give her growth points.
Inclusivity and stuff.
All right, time, are you ready? I hope you're learning things, right? This isn't just an activity of just speaking. This is what you look like when you present in front of people. So this is it. This is real life. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Yokai, and this is our picture. And do you remember that time you got that email or that phone call that you have been selected to be a Mastercard Foundation Scholar? How did that make you feel? All smiles. And I'm just gonna ask my colleague to let us know how she felt when she received a phone call from her end.
Okay, thank you, Yokai. The first thing that I'm going to say is that I do not like phone calls.
I know this will record, but I prefer emails. So I remember the day that I got the email that I got the scholarship. It was the 12th of December, I think, 2022. And I was just like walking home with my friend, and then boom, there comes the email. And I'm like, wait, I didn't even know that I got into the program, because you might not believe it, but I only applied for Mastercard as my scholarship, and I only applied for banking law as my LLM. So I had no plan, but definitely that email changed my life. So you can tell us about your story.
My story takes a different direction to the ones I've heard from you. So it was a cold and windy Monday. And certainly waking up was difficult, as it is every day for me. So I went as an academic associate to the public law department. And but one thing I remember that day is that I had a dream before receiving a phone call that changed the trajectory of my life. But so I was enthusiastic about that day. And while I was sitting there in my formal clothes, eventually I received the phone call. So I answered the phone call, and one thing good that emerged from it is that they offered me articles after numerous applications. But the one thing good, more than the phone call, was that now I had the power to say no to them, because Mastercard has offered me scholarship that prolongs until next year. So for next year, I'm covered. So I was pleased to tell them no. So I was affirming my position. Thank you.
Isn't that quite something, right? Every phone call or email or any other communication that you get has the potential to change your life. And it really does boil down to how you receive it, right? Everyone was happy when you got accepted to the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program, isn't it? But how about that phone call you got to say, unfortunately, we regret to inform you that we will not be proceeding with your application. There's all kinds of communications that we receive, right? It always boils down to how you receive it and how you communicate to the person giving you the message.
Time's up. Woo! All right. At some point there, I thought you weren't going to talk, and I was going to say, that's what you get. That's what 3 minutes actually looks like. All right. Growth, feed good compliments. Compliment first. Can I ask someone else to give a compliment? Yes? They all looked. That's good, that's good. Growth point, you answer? Quick one. Very nice. Bow tie effect at the end. Growth points. Great. And did anyone notice this happening? Swaying back and forth. Yes. Why were you guys looking at your picture? You know your picture, right? And it's Pretty, right? Pretty gave me all her attention. I don't know if she wasn't even talking to you guys. I'm standing in the corner here and she's talking to me and I'm like, So, sorry to you. Eye contact was great for me. That's it. Next group. Thank you very much. Well done, guys. Great storytelling technique. Yeah, now people are going to be running to go, because if you don't, you'll be the last. Oh, I should probably say there's going to be something for the winning group. I should have probably said that. No, maybe. Everything in life is a competition. All right, so we're ready? Yes? What's the picture? That's a very good question. The dude with the forest, this one. Okay. All right, let's all pay attention. Your time starts now.
Good morning, amazing scholars. So we are the Forest Rangers, and today we're talking about a very important topic. It's both our pictures. So that is mental health. Can we all agree that we have life stresses, right? As master students, you're worried about your proposal, your meeting with your research manager. I don't know what we call them nowadays, but there's a lot of stresses and also personal ones, right? And sometimes we don't know what to do with them. And that's when it becomes so important to take care of our mental health. And there's so many things we can do, and research has proven that just taking time out, being by yourself and just reflecting on your life can really improve your mental health. So today I want to ask my colleagues, what do they do to improve their mental health?
So I personally, in times when my pockets of peace come from community, from friends, from family. So whenever I feel like I'm stuck, I'm stranded, I'm going to look for someone or a group of friends or a family member to talk to. We don't really have to talk though, we can just spend time together, and that's enough for me. Although I know most people we all have different ways of dealing with whatever we are going through.
I think that sometimes we take advantage of the privilege that we have when it comes to having a community, having a family, having a home to run back to. Sometimes other people don't have that privilege of calling a friend and saying, hey, I'm going through a lot, what can I do? So what do you do when you don't have that privilege?
For me, I really appreciate my own space. As much as some people may regard it as isolating or loneliness, but then for me, it gives me the time to reflect on my dreams. Because now that I think about it and I look at this picture, I remember when I was sitting just alone reflecting on what I want and what my goals are. And then one of the things that I envisioned was getting into Mastercard as a scholar. And now that I'm here standing in front of you, smiling and excited to meet all of you guys, I'm really fortunate. I realize that I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful for taking my time to isolate and reflect on my goals so I can make them my goals achievable, if I can say so. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So we would like to encourage you to find the different things that you can do yourself to improve your own mental health. Whether it's isolating or meeting up with friends, find what works for you and do it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Compliments. Yes. Introduction was captivating. Yes. Call to action. Very important. Growth points. They were talking too much. No. You're talking to the crowd. Who are you looking at? Hectic. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes, so very good point. You guys just take what I say and you run with it. So yes, you acknowledge what the person is saying, but it's also important to momentarily recognize that there is an audience in front of you. I mean, we're not watching a TV conversation. If it was TV, then you would just look at yourself. That's a point of clarity, my fault. Yes, look at both. Yes, point of growth? Yeah, like away from me. Oh, okay. No, it's not. Because once you're listening, again, you can turn your body without turning your body. You with me? Without completely turning. You can still, but like I said, acknowledge what she's saying, glance back at the audience, and acknowledge what she's saying. Okay, next group. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much. Oh, sorry, straight after them, Askies. Your picture is? Okay. Did you say the feminist? What is it? Do they look like? All right. time. So far, we've done 5, 6, 4, 6. Okay. Time, are you ready? Your time starts now.
Hi guys, my name is Nalisha Wasendoy, and we are the Idealistic Four. So, looking at that picture, it reminds me of a certain quote which goes, "Our days are happier when we give people a bit of our hearts." The year was 2023, February the 5th. I was traveling to South Africa, a whole different country, different people that I would meet, and in my head, I was wondering, Mastercard has given me a very great opportunity to meet people from different cultures. And I told myself, I'll be a natural, I'll be intentional, and I'll just, be myself. And you see, people graduate. So in as much as we are here, I made a decision. I told myself, I will create very meaningful relationships and connections and be happy.
Sharing connection with friends and family as time passed by, just with the blink of an eye. And food, joy, and laughter surrounds the air, a sense of peace and connection that forms unbreakable bonds.
Happiness does not only come from relationships. Food brings happiness as well. Sometimes you are not sad, you are just hungry. No matter what you are facing in life, always eat first. Never underestimate the power of food.
Yes, what she said is true. At the end, it's not the years in our life that counts, it's the life in our years. So at the end, what happens is the decisions you make today is what you retire to. And I would like to end by saying that having a place to go is home. Having someone to love is family. Having both is a blessing. Everybody here returned back home because they had a home to return to. So as Mastercard has given us this opportunity, let's build friends, family, and also remember we have some at home that we can return to. Thank you.
Guys,
thank you guys.
My whole heart. You see, Mastercard, if are you guys recording this or can use it for marketing material? All right, do we have any compliments? Articulation was very good. Yes. Mm-hmm. Very relatable food. Very relatable food. The storytelling techniques. Are you guys poets? Are you a poet? You speak with a poetic sort of vibe. Points of growth. Mm. Okay, we need to own the room. All right. And it's something that you don't notice until you watch it on video and you actually see you did a full line dancing routine. You said 1, 2. I watched it the whole time. My eyes were just going with you. So just be aware of that. All right. Thank you, group. Thank you, thank you. I know that the guys at the back said they want to be next. Sorry, shame. They'd already put their hands up. Yo, now people are running. Hey. So we're just gonna, so it's them, then it's gonna be the bull, ban, then you guys. And then, Angazi, I've forgotten. Angazi, what your name is. Oh, your picture's the dog. Shh. All right, hold on. Do you need to centralize yourself a little bit? You've gone a little bit to that side, right there. Perfect. We ready? And your time starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Yolanda, and this is the Triple T. So in front of you, we have Spotty. He is our beloved dog. We grew up with Spotty in the same house, and we share so many memories with this dog. Even for me, someone that doesn't really like dogs, Spotty has really touched my life in very special ways. And we're going to share with you today how Spotty has been so good to us.
Yeah, dogs are the most loyal pets a person can have. Spotty is the dog I know I can always count on, always happy to see me and always ready to accompany me everywhere I wanna go. I feel safe with Spotty around me all the time. A man's best friend.
Yeah, Spotty just provides those fond memories, you know. I remember the time I was preparing for the Comrades Marathon, and Spotty was there each and every single day with me. When I was going for 5 kilometers, Spotty was ahead of me. When I was going for 10 kilometers, Spotty was there with me. And I remember when I was playing fetch with him, Spotty was always excited. He had that tenacious thing, you know, in the sense that he wanted to be there. And as Tolu mentioned, dogs are a man's best friend.
Spotty has been with us through the most difficult times as a loyal friend, a support structure, motivation. Spotty in our life is like, he's manifesting like a Mastercard foundation, being the guys, he's manifesting the traits that we see in our Spotty is the traits that have been bestowed by the Mastercard Foundation to build in us, to sow a seed that will create an environment of growth, an environment of giving back, an environment of prosperity. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Compliments? Yes?
Firstly, introduction was very well articulated, sort of gave me an expectation to what is about to happen, and that was a very good thing for me. And second to that, the flow of what it is, so they met expectations of what it is that they said they were going to do, and the hand gestures as well from our third speaker, they really gave me some sort of confidence.
I believed Spotty. I believed Comrades.
So that was a good thing.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, I was waiting for their call to action to be, get your Spotty today. That was going to, now we're all there, ready to activate. Is this a growth point? Yes.
I think the only thing for me is it kind of felt a little bit too much like an ad. Where I think at some points I was questioning myself, do they actually know Spotty? Is Spotty an actual dog that I grew up with? But I think the third speaker was probably the most convincing, where he took us into like Spotty.
Great stuff. So if the purpose was advertising, you achieved that. I mean, we didn't ask you what your purpose was. One more growth point, then we'll move. Is that a growth point? Is that you don't want them to mention Spotty? It becomes redundant. Oh, okay. Instead of, Spotty is great. Spotty makes me happy. Spotty is my favorite paper. Just once off, Spotty makes me happy, glad, excited. He, but we don't know if Spotty is a he. All right, but it's fine. Let's give him a round of applause. Thanks, guys.
Maybe you should have a dog as well.
Yeah, I'm ready. All right, then it was that side. No, it was the bull guys. Yes. I'm sorry, guys. People have put up hands. It's become a problem. It should have gone in order. Just discuss amongst yourselves who is next. It's the rapper squad. It's about to be lit. All right. We all here? Let's go. I think we're about halfway there. So, timekeeper, are you ready? Oh, what is your picture? The first one. Why do I feel like we've had like 4? Okay, it's fine. All right, your time. Do you want to? Oh, you are in a curve. Okay, intentional. Your time starts now.
Greetings, our fellow scholars. We are Smart Boos. Looking at the picture, we are envisioning a new future as Mastercard scholars. Picturing a future where creativity knows no bounds, where imagination fuels breakthrough in every field. We stand to embrace the transition from a humbling past into a promising future with even better possibilities.
Good day. My name is Mpo. This picture reflects my recent journey. I was in Cape Town over a weekend, and I had to see the ocean with my flesh. So when I saw, those who have been to ocean can attest to this. When you see the waves from far, they look like sharks. So this picture reflects challenges that the ocean reflects the challenges that we have to overcome. As Mastercard has came to our rescue from these challenges that the ocean poses.
It is clear that although there are challenges and possibilities in the world, you should be able to envision yourself as someone who is stepping into a new, brighter future. And do not let your past define who you are. And this is what Mastercard Scholarship has provided us with. So therefore, as you are sitting down, wondering whether you belong, ensure that you are in the right space and there is a brighter future ahead of you, and do not let your past define you.
To conclude such a brilliant presentation, it's good to know how to reflect, regroup, and plan for the great future as the next generation of transformative futurists. Just a nugget for you to take home. Do not hesitate. Just a nugget for you to take home. Do not hesitate to dream and envision the you that you want to be. Thank you.
Great stuff. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Let's get some positive compliments. Yes. The shark bit was creative when you were into the beach with his flesh. Yes. Even though it wasn't intentional. Growth points. Sorry. Hold on. Let's then. Mm. It's a very good point. If you had a soft voice, I don't think they would have heard you because you literally spoke here. But you've got great projection. Just cool. Can we have new people? From the back, growth points. Anyone at the back? Yes. It's because he's a rapper. He's got a swag. He's got swag. Right? Last one, 2 seconds. Balance. Got you. All right, thank you so much. Let's give him a round of applause. Well done, well done, well done. Problem. Hey. No, but you're definitely next. Can we see just by a show of hands how many teams are left? Sorry, can one person in the team put their hand up? Just one person in the team. Oh, that's actually quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's move things. All right, your time starts. Wait, what's your picture?
Okay. Good day, everyone.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, good day, everyone. Please join with me in this little story I'm going to share with you. It was I remember sitting down in the park, actually sitting down in my room, not in the park in a way, pondering on quitting or seeking for scholarships anymore. It was Wednesday evening, and I was just being prompted to check on my emails. But after countless regrets through the scholarships and all that, I was kind of like, okay, you know what, I can't do this anymore. But then I went ahead and pressed on, and whoa, to my shock, MCF had accepted me. And I was only left with 1 day to sign up for my confirmation letter, because they accepted me 5 days ago, but because of the regrets, I couldn't be able to check it out.
Indeed, I was so overwhelmed when I got a message from the Mastercard Foundation Scholarship Program, and I had to read it twice. I was like, you have not been accepted. Like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, I have to call my brother here. Am I reading it right, or is there a problem with my eyes? And actually, my brother confirmed that it's a note. It's you have been accepted. Yeah, guys, it was a very great day for me.
So there are 5 stages of grief, right? But I'll touch on the first one and the last one. So the first stage is denial, and the last one is acceptance. We all in this room at one point in our lives, we have faced acceptance and denial, maybe after days or after a certain event has occurred to confirm that. So I just want to ask a question. How do you guys deal with something that excites you but at the same time scares you? The scare of what the future holds, how does that feel? How do you deal with that?
But imagine the shock, right? The shock we got when we received that email. The shock our bank accounts got when that stipend hit. The shock even our bodies felt yesterday in that cold, when cold was busy whipping us, yet the conference was exciting. The shock in our taste palates when we were having that scrumptious meals yesterday and even today morning. To sum it all up, our appointment as a Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program has come with a roller coaster of shocking events, one shock after another. And we are still in for a ride, yet a beautiful, shocking ride.
High conclusion. Okay. Yes, quick ones, 2. 1 growth, 1 ahead. Perfect. Okay. Shocked. It's the hands for me. Okay, growth point. Yeah, 100%. Which is why that conclusion really helped, because without it, it would have been like, what's going on? Looks great. Only thing I'd also add is you were speaking about shock, but all of you hardly showed how shocked you were. You're like, how shocked were you when you received the email? Like, whoa. Okay, I'm joking. I'm not joking. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry to those who sit behind. You might just want to maybe come sit forward or something. All right. We good to go? Your picture is? No. Friends. Why do I feel like, where are these guys? Oh. Sorry. Friends. Okay. All right. Time, you ready? And your time starts now.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are Team Titans. And I'd like to begin our presentation today by quoting a biblical scripture that says, "It is not good to be alone." Well, the quote is not really biblical, and it's not really in the Bible, but I think it's a good quote anyway. But on a serious note, guys, it's really not good to be alone. Because if you're alone, you may end up flying at UP, and not in a good way. To just put it in context for you guys, the statistics show that
30% of students, 30% of students reported being lonely. 30% of university students, and 21% of them reported lacking companionship while they were in university. So, if you guys want to avoid flying, not in a good way at UP, it's important to be part of a community.
So the Oxford Dictionary defines community as people living in a common area or having a common particular interest. And to emphasize, it says a common particular interest. So therefore, please don't stick to people that are exactly like you. Always go for diversity. For that encourages growth, and also learning more about each other, allowing for a more holistic view in life.
I have never felt so integrated into a community before I became a Mastercard Foundation scholar. Mastercard has gave me a community, but not only they've given me a community, but they've also put a smile on me. It has been such an honor and a privilege to become part of this loving, caring, and brilliant community.
So, use the opportunity Mastercard is giving you to build a better future for yourself and for your community. Just as they put a smile on your face, pay it forward and put a smile on someone else's face. Thank you.
Aww. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They decided to win you over with compliments. That's how you're eyeing. One compliment. Yes. Golden thread. Started with. Very nice. So we could follow the story. Yes. Me neither. Scary. Hopefully it wasn't recorded. You could, and he was lying to, not that he was lying to you guys, but he was like, I feel really good. If he felt good, he wouldn't be reading it. You guys have been such a family. I'm like, wow. You're smart, you're smart. Okay, growth points. You see, you didn't notice he was using cue cards, right? You thought he was just introspecting, and he was a deep speaker. Yes. Mm-hmm. 100%. So I get that you were trying to create shock value, but that has its moments. It has its times to be used, especially when you go and say it's a Bible verse. Now us biblical scholars are saying Matthew chapter where? Psalms what? All right. Well, you guys have so many big things. Last one. Mm-hmm. Did you notice? Yeah. All right. We're noticing so we can fix it. In future, if you do the same thing again, then it means this lesson did nothing to you. Next group, and then you'll be the first one to give a feedback and growth points. Okay, you guys are next. That's crazy. Just have one of your speakers, just. All right. Shem, we are straight after this is lunch, and I don't want to hold you guys. So let's go. I think we've got 4 more. We'll make it 4 times 3. We'll make it. All right. Yes, we good. Time, we good. Picture. Money. All right, and your time starts now.
Good afternoon. My name is McClay, and this is my team. We are the Bulldozers. Let me just give you a little bit of context on my experience with money. So when I was coming to South Africa, when I got feedback from the university that I've been accepted, now we need to start thinking about money, because I didn't plan. I failed to plan. So by his grace and his benevolence, I just moved with faith, and by God's grace, I arrived and I saved a little bit of money that I could. And when I got feedback from Mastercard that they've accepted me for the Mastercard scholarship, it was jubilation all the way. Money matters, just as yesterday's conference mentioned.
It's very vital
to know how to spend your money and how to save your money. Because most of us sometimes we are reckless on spending. So, scholars, please keep your money safe because money matters.
As he has just said, that money matters. It doesn't matter what you call it. You could call it ichelede, you could call it pesa, you could call it ching ching, you could call it dollar. It's all money and we need it. It is imperative that you have a strategy on how to keep your money and make it grow. So essentially, money matters.
Did you know that a poor man in a society is not respected and honored? Like Ami said, money matters. Thank you.
One thing that I can just leave you with is that, sorry guys, money has a spirit, and when you call its name, you should be able to hear your voice.
All right. They don't go. You've been wanting to walk off since you came on the stage. Okay. All right, guys. Positives. Oh, he's improved. Yeah, that's true. The first time he did, he was, yeah. And then now he actually, see, we're learning. We've done something. Growth points. Okay. Okay, that's a compliment. Growth points. Yes. Yeah? Yeah. I think he went off script. Between you and me. But, yeah. Hectic. So unfortunately, due to COVID-19, you're going to see masks. And so you've got to communicate with your eyes. And so it's just more challenging that with your eyes alone, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make that louder. But with your eyes alone, you need to be able to really win them over. Okay. So unfortunately, that's not something that can change. We are the 7, okay, we need to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much. That was great. I wish the last speaker spoke for longer. You gave us one powerful sentence and then said thank you. I don't know who is standing. I don't know who is supposed to speak. I don't know who is the team. You guys are next. All right, picture. Picture. Home. All right, your time starts now.
Hi everyone, my name is Esihle and we are the Wings Club. So we got this picture and we decided to title our presentation Ikaya. Ikaya is a Xhosa word that translates to home. Mntane skolo qubuluqonde ngobushiya ikhaya. I would love to translate that for you, but as you all know, it's Xhosa sitolikwa. That is, Xhosa needs no translation. We all have different interpretations of what home is, and it is something that resonates deeply with us.
Basically, a home is where one comes from or where one lives. It can also be a conducive environment to raise your children where they will feel physically and emotionally protected. However, Mastercard gave us a different perspective of what a home is. It could be the people around you, a community, actually where you get some sense of belonging.
Indeed, at the heart of home is togetherness and acts of compassion. So many of us can attest to that. We have experienced that in the Mastercard Scholarship Foundation, and we have experienced togetherness in graduations, community engagement, and that has also been seen through the pictures that have been captured in the moments of togetherness. And also I have my own personal experience. I have Keketso Mabalega, who's fellow scholar. Me and myself and I, Kekeso and myself, we call each other Mkaya, which means home or homie, and how other people would say it. So we are not biologically related or maybe from the same country, but we call each other Mkaya. So that's my experience. I'll hand over to Gwazi.
Okay. With all that being said by my colleagues, home is a place where we belong, where it helps us to reflect where we come from and also plan for the future. And I am grateful to call Mastercard Scholars Program my second home.
Aww. Woo! Awesome stuff. And yes, right at the back. But you'll have to shout. Yeah. Can't hear you, Shem. Who didn't relate? He didn't pronounce the word relate. Oh, but if you heard it and understood it, then communication was accomplished. So, because all of our pronunciations, conscientious, will be shaky. And compliment, growth, no, that was a growth, compliment, something. 100% agreed. And growth. Growth. Thank you so much. Everyone's become a public speaking expert. You guys have learned. Now you're experts. No, but I understand. Obviously, it could be hard if you use a language that people don't know. I think the intention behind it was just that you hear the language and you're like, even though you have no idea what it means. Hand over, good point. And then you were speaking about home, especially the last speaker. You were saying something so beautiful, but you looked so angry. You were like, home, Mastercard is my home. And I'm like, is it really? And you've got a great smile. All right, thank you so much, guys. Let's give them a round of applause. There should be 3 left. 1, 2, and 3, right? 2. 3. Yeah. How many groups are left? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. We have no time. For real, that's crazy. After lunch, you want to carry on? No. But there's just 2 groups left. Okay. Can we finish? Okay, let's go. I want to picture. Guy under the tree. And your time starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Powerpuff Girls. So what this picture has prompted for us is the universal desire for peace. Looking at everyone from afar, everyone is a faceless enigma. We don't know what people are feeling, we don't know what they've been through, but we do know that everyone is going through something. And we all do have the universal desire for peace. This may be in the form of peace of mind, the absence, living in a world that is absent of war, and or just desiring to live in a world where we are free of structural violence.
In peace studies, there's a concept of negative peace and positive peace. And negative peace just merely means the absence of peace, but positive peace means structural changes. And I feel like as Mastercard scholars, or as part of the Mastercard scholarship program, it has really strived to create positive peace, which is providing us with the financial assistance, support, community, as we've all stated. And it has really, especially with something like education, it has realized that through education, we can actually change the world. Thank you.
Life has its twists and turns, and we've all been through something. And we continue to go through everything all the time. But as the same way that there's light at the end of the tunnel, there's also a luscious tree to rest your head after all the strives of life. You know, sometimes when you're the last team, you forget all your lines, and I wrote them. I wrote my lines 15 minutes ago, but go placidly amidst the noise and remember what peace may be in silence.
So in summary, we all crave peace in some way, shape, or form. Your peace could be at Groove, your peace could be with your partner, your peace could be in the meadow like the guy we see in the picture. I urge you, find your peace, own your peace. Your peace is too expensive to leave in someone else's hands. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Peace. Peace. We know this was your idea. You told all of them you would do peace. All right, as you're making your way down, I'll give the growth point, I think, because we do have to round it up as you're walking to your... Okay. Guys did great as a team. Would have loved to see more energy. Would have loved to see more energy. You're very calm speakers, and I see that you're going for this peaceful sort of vibe. Would have loved some more energy. Next, but it was great. It was good. Next team, we've got 2 more, which is 3 plus 3, which is 6 minutes. I'm sorry, if you're late for lunch, when you go to lunch, just chew and swallow. And then the next team that's going, if you could just come closer, even if you're like here, so that your picture. Shock. There was a shock. Oh, shock. Oh, shock. Not shock. All right, your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sibongo Guhlema Palala. We are the Pretty Girls. As students, we often have to juggle a lot of pressures, ranging from academic pressure, family pressure, financial pressures, and so forth. So this picture for us depicts the various emotions that come with the pressures that we have to juggle. My colleagues will just briefly take you through some of the struggles that students have to face.
Having graduating honors and then now having to jump straight to masters, it's a daunting move because of now you're mixed with mixed emotions, because the thing is now you're working with your supervisors, getting that feedback, and then now you have to juggle everything at the same time. So now you're faced with mixed emotion from inside out.
On top of that, not having funding. How daunting. Sorry. How daunting. Nay. Okay. Imagine the shock of receiving funding in the middle of the year.
Hi guys, to sum up everything, I'd like to say unexpected victories are the sweetest. Mastercard rescued us from the financial burden that we were facing as master's students. Therefore, we will forever be grateful, and also shout out to the stipend.
Shout out, shout out, shout out. Thank you so much. Well done, guys. Great presentation, shock value. It covered the points that it needed to. When you make a mistake, I promise you, we don't know unless you tell us. So if you play it off. All right, final group. And your picture is the fruits and veg, right? Yeah. I've been waiting. Okay, and your time starts now.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juliet, and we are Destiny's Child, featuring Jay-Z. Okay, so for us, the picture is a representation of different kinds of food from different cultures, and as a result, it is also representative of us as the Mastercard Foundation scholars, as we are also from different backgrounds, and it shows the beauty of diversity. So my team and I are going to share a little bit about our favorite foods from our different cultures, starting with Michelle from Swaziland.
As Beyonce has said, I am from Eswatini.
And my favorite meal is ingwangwa, sour porridge made from fermented sorghum. I specifically like this meal because it reminds me of my grandmother, who'd wake up early in the morning to make it for me with love. Next up, we have Kelly Rowland from Zanin.
Well, Zanin is known for its rich soil, which made it so popular for its strong and tasty fruits. So one of the beloved fruit is lychees. When I think about lychees, I think about all the memories that I created growing up, from stealing people's lychees to getting beaten and everything like that. So when you're looking for a tasty and a rich snack, call me, I'm your girl. Oh, and then I'll take it over to JC.
Okay, to basically just close it off, the different ingredients and flavors that you guys see, not only, they basically just represent the diversity that we have within Africa. Not only that, but they also highlight the diversity that is shared amongst us Africans. And yeah, that's basically it for our presentation. Hashtag Africa Unites, hashtag Food Unites, hashtag Mastercard Feed Us More, hashtag my wife Beyonce.
Thank you guys so much. All right, great stuff. Overall feedback, great. I think there was the mic holding thing made us laugh. So if it's not awkward, you laugh about it and it's fine, and then it's good. I'm going to round this up in literally 30 seconds. I'm so sorry that I've eaten into your food time. Don't hate me because I know you love food. Thank you guys so much for participating in all of these sessions. Please give yourselves a round of applause for doing this. You all did really well, and I'm sure that if we were to put up that same Mentimeter, your answers might be a little bit different now, because you've seen yourself present, and you've seen that you can do it. Also, you know how to pick out what people are doing wrong, which means you won't do the same wrong thing again. So from Elevate Africa, we thank you. We are going to put up or send to you a QR code. It has 5 questions in it. It's just to help us to improve as well, because we also value feedback. We can't just tell you to value feedback. We value feedback as well. So it's going to help us to know what we can improve on and what we can do better. But thank you so much to the Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program for allowing us to be here and allowing us to train. And we'd like to be here for part 2, so do put pressure on them. Thank you so much. Great. A gift for who? Who should I have a gift to give. I have a gift to give. I was going to give it to the winning team, but I don't think there is a winning team. Do you think? Okay, so because of that response, I'm just going to give the gift to the team that went first, because I believe that by going first, it shows that you... Yeah, clap. Just clap. No, but Mara, what? When I asked who wanted to go first, did you put your hand up? You didn't. Okay, so you guys can split it. There's 4 things in there, so you can split it amongst the 4 of you. Have I now finished? I'm going to hand over back to the MC. Thank you so much.
Can we have a round of applause, please, for Elma and the Elevate Africa team one more time?